Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chris McKee from MRN, the Motor Racing Network, joined by my colleague from PRN, Mr. Doug Rice. Today we're here to announce a new program for 2018, the Click and Close, the official mortgage provider of NASCAR, and Richard Petty Motorsports in partnership with MRN and with PRN are proud to announce a joint partnership with the Victory Junction Camp, establishing the fastest lap of the race award, the completion of each Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series race in 2018 on both radio networks. Doug Rice?
Thank you very much, Chris. Must be important if they let two App State grads in on the same thing. For the fastest lap in every race, we're excited to announce that Click and Close will make a donation to Victory Junction. Of course, most of you know the story there. It's a medically safe camping facility that provides life-changing experience for children ages 6 to 16 if they have chronic medical conditions or seriously ill. At the conclusion of every race this year that corresponds with the fastest lap and speed, Motor Racing Network, Performance Racing Network will then match that donation after the race. So we're going to be helping out on the cause here. In addition, to celebrate its partnership with the driver, Darrell Bubba Wallace Jr., and of course, Richard Petty Motorsports, Click and Close is introducing, I've got to get this right, the Double Bubba. Did I get that right?
Pretty good.
Double Bubba bonus. If Bubba Wallace and the number 43 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 team turns the fastest lap during a Monster Energy race this year, Click and Close, Motor Racing Network, and PRN will double its donation to Victory Junction for that event. And we are both hoping to give away a lot of money this year.
We are, indeed. Most of the gentlemen on the stage do not need introductions, but I'll give it a shot. Anyway, we'll start right here. Wayne Arute is the CMO from Click and Close. Chad Coltrane is the CEO of the Victory Junction Gang Camp. Bubba Wallace, driver of the number 43 Richard Petty Motorsports Chevrolet Camaro ZL1.
Impressive.
And my buddy, seven-time NASCAR champion, Richard Petty. Thanks for being here today, gentlemen. Wayne, we'll start with you. On this partnership, can you give us a brief background on the history of the story of how we got here today with giving away this money to the camp?
Absolutely. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that introduction. It's ironic how this all happened. We were meeting over at the Petty Museum down in Level Cross, and I was with the owner of the company, and we ended up getting there about a half hour early, which I always like to be early, but we were exceptionally early down there. You know, we had the good fortune to meet up with Brian and Rebecca Moffitt, and they said, hey, why don't we take you through Victory Junction? And, you know, my first reaction was, well, that's not what I really came here for, but the way things happen, you know, I believe in things that happen for a reason, and there's a bigger meaning behind it. So, you know, we kind of sucked it up and said, okay, let's go ahead and go through it. And I have to tell you all, after the tour of that Victory Junction and what they do for children and how they do it and the impact that it can have on a child who's maybe never been out of the hospital or never gone in a swimming pool. They've got that French fryer that they use to warm the kids up so they can actually go in a swimming pool. So, you know, the more time after we went through that, of course, you're thinking sponsorship, partnerships thing in business. And then after that, you know, I thought more about it and talked to my wife and said, you know, this is just really impactful. And on a personal level, I wanted to do something outside of the business. And then as I thought of it more, you know, for me, this is kind of a multiple round of businesses, and I said, you know, I want to make a difference in Click and Close, and not on a transactional basis, but more on a, you know, a global basis, if you will, and helping kids out is not about our sponsorship. It's not about, you know, any business thing. It's really about making a difference in, you know, just one kid's life is huge to me. So that's how it sort of happened. It was not expected. It was just kind of one of those things, and as time went on, it just evolved into, you know, talking about it, you know, making the donation, hey, tie the donation dollar amount into the speed, you know, then how do I get it to double up a little bit? You know, then I got these guys, MRN and PRN, and said, hey, you know what, I'll sign your business deal if you're willing to match whatever my donation is. And they were gracious enough to accommodate us, and, you know, they've been great partners, MRN and PRN both working together in the same sandbox, if you will, and it's been fabulous for doing a bigger cause. And again, that's really, I could go on and on about it, but the more I think about it, the Double Bubba bonus, you know, that was a good thing we thought of, and we have other ideas around it, but we really want to make a difference out there. And our business isn't just about closing loans. It's really about making a difference in the community and society in general. So.
Well, many of the people in the room here a little long on the tooth have been around, know about the impact of the camp and have been there. Your visit to the camp was without kids there.
Right.
It's an unbelievable experience to go to the camp when the kids are there. Chad, you're the CEO. You get to live that every day there at the camp. You've been there for a little over 3 years now. Can you tell us a little bit more about the camp and about this platform and how important it is to have partners like Click and Close?
Absolutely. First of all, I'd just like to thank Wayne and Click and Close and MRN and PRN for this partnership, because certainly for us, we serve kids that otherwise don't get to go to camp, and we value that. We do that free of charge. So we value that at $2,500 for a camp experience. And these are kids, like I said, that can't go to the YMCA camp or the church camp. And so it's important to have partners like Click and Close and MRN and PRN to make that happen. And we've served 47,000 kids to date, both on-site and off-site at Victory Junction. And we couldn't do that without partners and, as I like to say, people to be on our team. So we're glad that Click and Close and MRN and PRN are on our team and help us send kids to camp.
Obviously, Richard, you know the camp's history. You're there from day one when the shovels went in the ground, and have been a leading, obviously a champion for the camp. What is it like when the kids are there for you? And I know you live a stone's throw away, so you get over there as often as you can. But what's that experience like for you?
Oh, I tell you, we can show you pictures of it, talk to people. Nothing is there until the kids come. Yeah, otherwise, like Kyle says, it's just a bunch of buildings, really nice. They tell you what's going on, but it's one of those deals when the kids come on, everything lights up. You see it in flat deal when the kids are there. It's three-dimensional, and anybody that's never been needs to come by there and sort of see what we do. We got like a $40 million plant. It's almost it is a Disney World out in the woods there behind the house. And, these kids can do things that they've seen their brothers, sisters, seen on TV. They get a chance to go swimming, go horseback riding, zip lines, stuff that their parents and doctors and stuff, you can't do that. But, and I think that's what's so good about being involved with people like this that sees what's going on, gives us money to have the kids to come in. They come from all over the country. Don't cost them anything to come. We make sure they fly in, fly out, or drive in, drive out. They took care of. So it takes everybody to make it work. And we'll tell everybody that we really appreciate it. And, Click and Close come up with this idea that, naturally we got them on the side of the race car. We like that part pretty good. But this is something extra that we really appreciate, and the kids will really appreciate. So thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Richard. Only Richard can come up with Disneyland in the woods, by the way. Bubba, talk about supporting Victory Junction through this program.
Well, obviously, I want to be the fastest lap of the race every time. Get that double Bubba bonus. That's a nice ring to it. I like that.
I'll do the timing.
There we go. Richard's known to have a little bit faster finger than others. So, but this is an exciting opportunity for all of us involved. And, like Richard said, aside from the sponsorship on the race car, which is much appreciated and goes a long way, the partnership with Victory Junction goes beyond that. I had the opportunity to visit Victory Junction. I believe it was right around the time you started, Chad, right? And I was blown away. Just seeing how much fun the kids were having the pizza parties, having the time there, doing pit stops for them, showing them what that's like. They just lit up each and every time they seen somebody walk in that place, and they were having the times of their lives, and that was truly special to see. So to be a part of that now in a much more, on a much higher level of actually being able to contribute and help that process and help that program, this is exciting. I'm very proud of where we have come and where we're going with things.
All right, we know about the program. We'll open up the floor for questions now. Raise your hand. We'll have a mic get to you quickly. And right over here, please, Mr. Hembry.
Mike Hembry, USA Today. Richard, obviously this all started because of Adam's idea. What do you think he would think of the camp, the way it's evolved?
Yeah, he would be blown away. I mean, 19-year-old kid, him and his dad rode motorcycles over to Boggy Creek and seen that kind of camp. And that's all he could talk about. He come back and said, why can't we do something like that in North Carolina? And, he was out looking, trying to talk to people about it. In fact, he went out and was looking for some land up there somewhere close to where his dad was at. And so, then we lost him. And, being he had put that idea in our mind, after we lost him, then how the family gets together and they get to talking, what would he like to see? What would he like to see for his memory? And that was it. You could have done a lot of other things, but this is something he wanted to see. So I know he's sitting up there now saying, "Okay, guys, go for it," and thank everybody for what they've done to make his dream come true.
Kenny Bruce, right here.
Yeah, for Richard, what has the camp done for you since it's been there? And how often do you go, and what do you get out of it?
Well, it's about 2 miles through the woods, so I run my four-wheeler over there. It's made me appreciate what the good Lord's done for me. I've had 4 kids, 12 grandkids, I don't know, 6, 7 great-grandkids, and all of them's perfectly healthy. That's like 25 or 30 people out of one family, and they don't even have a hangnail. I mean, from health-wise, I don't know about their minds, but health-wise, they're good. So it just makes you say, okay, the good Lord done something for me. Maybe I can give back, and so this is my way of really doing it. And I think Kyle's the same way. We can give back because the good Lord's been good to us, letting us accomplish so much stuff that this is our way of saying thank you. And so that's the way we feel about it.
And don't forget, you got another grandchild on the way. So
Two of them.
busy times, the Petty compound. Other questions?
Yeah, that's right. One grandchild. You're right. Great grandchildren. Got 2 more great.
Can't keep track of them.
That's gonna be weird having a grandchild that's younger than your great grandchildren. No, it'll be weird. Well, Kyle ain't never done nothing right.
Oh, there you go. All right, we got another question in the back here.
Hi, Daniel DP. For Richard, what is it that you've seen in Bubba that makes you confident in him that he can be the driver that can kind of have this kind of success and maybe help turn the program, turn the corner?
Yeah, enthusiasm. He's been bounced around different teams, different deals, and never really had a solid job, I don't think. But just watching him, talking to him, and we were fortunate enough, or unfortunate enough, when Eric got hurt, we were able to bring him on for 4 races. Every race, he got a little bit better. He worked really, really good with our crew. Something with the car, he'd say, this is what it's doing. He didn't say, change this, or let's do this, or whatever. He let the crew figure out what to do to the car, and he'd go out and drive it. And I just feel like his enthusiasm, if we can slow him down from time to time, I think that we're looking also from his standpoint and from a lot of NASCAR, we're getting a lot of new drivers in now. In other words, it's sort of a changing of the guard. And most of you know, we at RPM has picked guys that's already sort of been through the camp, and they've been our drivers. So said, okay, let's try something different. And he was a logical choice for us because we'd already had experience with him.
I start telling him the changes now because it's my car this year. Last year it wasn't.
Good one.
Glad you were listening. All right, other questions for our panelists? Well, on behalf of Chris, Motor Racing Network, Performance Racing Network, Click and Close, thank you for your attention today. And I cannot thank Chris for our 2 networks to have a better cause for a collaborative effort than helping out Victory Junction. Thank you all very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys and gals. Appreciate it.